Thank you for listening to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard. This episode has been brought to you in part by social support from Mark Gunn. Find out more about the Kelp Father at markgunn.com and look him up on iTunes under Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. It's also been brought to you by support from Blame Your Brother Podcast. You can find out more about them at bybpod.com. And also, of course, we'd like to thank all of our lovely listeners. Thank you and enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
This is a special one because normally the Beard and I being TeeVo,
right,
who you cannot see, we usually talk about, the wide world of comic book TV and films.
Yep.
Or just in general pop culture. But today we're doing an origin episode.
Yes.
So
the origin of TeeVo.
Well, my name starts with a T,
and
my last name starts with a V. And that's about it.
Well, thank you for joining us, folks. But
we've always called ourselves TeeVo and the Beard, and we never really do anything related to facial hair.
That's true.
I mean, you talk about it.
Yeah, especially if it comes up within the context.
Ghostly Mike has talked about it.
Yeah.
But this is the origin episode. This is the explaining episode.
Yes.
So we're going to talk today about beard stuff.
Okay.
Of which I don't know much about.
And I am definitely your man.
So this is going to be a special kind of, one-off episode-ish, maybe.
And you can blame media for us being in this drought right now.
Yes. So. But nonetheless, if you are aspiring to be growing a beard, or
AKA becoming more awesome,
or learning how to take care of it, then this is for you.
Yeah.
So really, we could be reaching more people than we usually do.
That's true.
So you dedicate a dozen. Don't know how many of you sport the facial hair, but this could be useful for you. I don't know.
Well, I know our number one listener, Saran, normally rocks a nice goatee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Do you help him take care of it, or
no? He does a great job on his own.
So you let it roll.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he came to me asking for advice, I would give, but I don't assume somebody wants.
So what you're saying is, you don't walk up to someone and be like, "Let me tell you how to do this."
No, because facial hair is a very personal, intimate thing, and people have their different styles or different techniques for their personal reasons. But
if they ask you,
oh yeah, I once gave Santa Claus advice.
Oh,
yeah. A local mall Santa asked me for beard advice one time.
I assume this mall Santa didn't have the fake beard.
No, his beard was very real, but I guess he also smoked, so he had a little bit of yellow going along with the white.
Ew.
Yeah.
But what could you tell him?
There's good shampoos for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that segues into the whole segment, so I guess we can start with how to take care of your beard.
Okay. The easiest way to take care of your beard is to wash it.
Okay.
But not daily.
Because they say, well, depending on certain people, they wash their hair, on the top of their head daily.
Right.
You do not recommend this for a beard.
Right.
Why?
I really don't recommend it for hair in general, but definitely for the beard because there's a lot of natural oil and stuff like that that seeps from your skin.
Right.
This conversation may verge on the disgusting side, depending on how some of our viewers.
Don't worry, we'll get into bad beard later.
Yeah,
but we're sticking with good beard.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stick with good oil.
Right. Yeah, and there's good natural oils that we produce, and if you wash your beard every day, you're washing it literally down the drain.
Okay.
When you could be using that. I mean,
well, what does this good beard oil, natural beard oil, do for you?
It helps soften your bristles. It's nutrients. I mean, it keeps your beard nice and healthy. It gives it a little bit of a sheen. You don't want a dry looking beard.
Ah, what is a dry looking beard?
A dry looking beard is just like dry hair. It's very crackly. Think of like a bale of hay or something like that.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. And
that just sounds uncomfortable to be having on your body.
It is. Yeah.
Let alone look at it.
Yeah.
You've had that?
I've had dry beard before because, I mean, when you go throughout the seasons, different seasons can affect your hair in different ways, and sometimes it's just drier than others, and that's when I then go towards like different beard oils and
Right.
stuff like that.
Now, I have a question. So, I've never had long hair, neither a beard or head of hair. So, I only know how to take care of essentially short hair.
Yeah.
But how do you take care? I guess this is somewhat of a question for women as well with long hair. But there are people who have longer beards than yours.
Yeah, and I've had a longer beard than this plenty of times.
But you mean like I'm talking longer. I've seen the length of the max length.
I've gone to about 3 inches before.
There are people who have it, like
the terminal beards.
Oh yeah. So what do you say to those people? How do you take care of that?
Oh, I mean,
is it natural oil still?
It's a lot natural oils. When it gets a little bit longer, you do kind of have to help around the tips and stuff like that. I mean, natural oils are only going to drip down so far. So that is when it gets good to use things like, beard oils and just comb it in. And when it gets to a certain length.
So wait. So you're saying use extra non-natural beard oil?
I mean, to use natural to mean coming from your own body and unnatural meaning coming from a bottle.
Right.
Because a lot of those oils are natural oils. I mean, you can get synthetic ones, natural ones, scented ones.
Did they milk a beard?
Well, they normally come from like plants. And
okay.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's squeezing literal beard oil to make beard oil.
I don't know. I mean, as I've seen, you've had a good length of beard. You could have... in the morning,
I just milk my beard every morning.
And we're doing hand gestures right now.
For an audio podcast. It works great.
I don't know. Again, this is me. I wanted to be a part of this episode because I don't know.
Right.
I wanted to be kind of the question asker, the unknown.
But typically what I do is...
So you could have said, you milk your beard.
And you would have been believing
I've been like... Sure, yeah. And then someone said, like, oh, how does he, if someone asked, hey, how's beard look that good? I said, oh, well, it's secret. He
he milks his beard every morning.
And I would have said it with a serious face.
Yeah.
They would have said, ha. I said, why are you laughing?
Really?
Why are you laughing? Yeah. He told me that. And they probably would have been like, he's probably joking.
Right.
And I'd probably been like...
So see, that's why honesty is the best policy.
Yes.
Because it makes it a lot easier. But like with my personal beard grooming, on a very basic level, when I shower, I shampoo the beard along with my hair. And I use the same shampoo for both. They do have quote-unquote specialty shampoos for your beard. But
have you used them?
I've not. Mostly because of price point. I'm not going to pay an extra, $10 or $15 for a little bottle of shampoo.
Do you know these brands we're talking about?
Well, I am specifically not mentioning brands on this because there are some YouTubers that get money from mentioning brands, and since we're not getting any money,
incentive. If one of you people out there, you know who you are, would like to send the beard a bottle of shampoo.
Yeah, I will definitely try it, and I will give my honest opinion.
And we'll say who you are.
Yeah.
But until then.
But the shampoo I use it's basic shampoo, but it does have caffeine and menthol in it.
Aren't those coffee and cigarettes?
Yeah, basically.
I don't understand.
Well, the caffeine is supposed to help stimulate hair growth.
Okay.
And I think the menthol I like for the smell. I don't know if it has any actual health benefit to it. Maybe it relaxes the beard after a long day.
Okay.
It takes a little bit of menthol.
Okay.
But what I do is when I shampoo, I comb in the shampoo after I just do a normal shampooing like you would the top of your head.
Right.
So that way, because facial hair kind of grows in different directions.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. All on one face.
Yes.
So you want to make sure you get shampoo everywhere.
Right.
Because there's a lot that's going on your face. You have nature coming into it. You're around other people. You've got food, stuff like that.
Lots of food.
Because
you are, correct me if I'm wrong, but a beard is at the epicenter where food comes in.
Yes, it is. Unless somebody out there has a different way of eating.
Your beard will be in contact with food.
Exactly, yeah. It becomes a flavor saver, a food storage device. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure to keep all that out, and the comb is the easiest way.
So what's next after the shower?
After the shower, I pat it dry.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, that seems simple now. Your beard is at a good length. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had to do separate things when it was longer?
Well, I kind of have to. when it's short like this, I can pat it dry like you would normally pat your face dry.
Oh, okay.
Which also helps keep away wrinkles because you're literally not stretching your face. So it helps your beard and it helps the non-bearded people out there. But when it gets longer, you kind of have to treat it like longer hair, and it's kind of hard to describe what I would be doing. I'm trying to think. So I take my left hand and go under my beard, and then my right hand and pat down.
But your right hand has no towel, or neither has a towel.
Well, the left hand has no towel. The right hand would have the towel.
Oh, okay.
And then kind of pat down like you would with longer hair.
Okay, yeah.
To get it dry. That way you're not pulling any hair.
Right.
And then I just let it air dry the rest of the way.
No products after that?
On a shower day, no products. I kind of use those as my let my beard breathe day.
Right.
So now on a day I don't shower, either I let it breathe all day like I'm doing today, or that's when I'll use beard oil.
Okay.
To kind of just give it that extra luster, that extra, softness to it, or the smell sometimes.
So you're saying that on a lazy day, let's say a lazy Saturday, you don't shower. I don't shower if I don't intend to go anywhere beyond my room and my living room.
Yeah.
Because water.
Why? Yeah.
Why? Water. Unless something happened and I have to shower.
Right, yeah.
But generally I'm not taking care of my head of hair that day.
Yeah.
So on days like that, do you take care of your beard or let it fly?
If I'm literally doing nothing, I might not. Sometimes though, I enjoy brushing and combing my beard. Mm-hmm. So sometimes if I'm bored, I'll do it, but it's not like planned. Not like I have to get up in the morning and brush my beard or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes it's for that. Sometimes I have a wooden comb that I use that if I get it cold, it helps on hot days. So I'll run the comb through my beard, and it helps just cool me down. So, but it's not for the purpose of straightening or maintaining.
It's more relaxing.
Yeah, but yeah, there have been lazy days where I've done nothing to it, and when it's the length like it is now,
it's easier to
get away with. Skip. Yeah.
Now, if you had a longer one, what do you do on those days?
When I have a longer one, I do brush it and comb it daily because you have to train your hair what direction to grow. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it goes with head hair and with
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I didn't. I had my hair go straight at certain directions. Lately, I part it to a side, and now I feel like it naturally just kind of goes that way.
Yeah, yeah. So
I don't know how to explain it until now.
Because like I said, facial hair grows in several directions at once. So when I'm purposely growing it longer and not just fuller, I'll when I get out of the shower, when I get up in the morning, this is where beard oil also comes in handy. I will brush from my neck up and out.
Now explain the motion and tools you're using.
Well, for this part, I will use a comb.
Okay.
Normally, it's a plastic comb because one, they're cheap and readily available, and I'll use the bristles that have the bigger spots in between.
The thicker ones.
The thicker ones, yeah, because that way there's less chance of snagging hairs and stuff like that. But I'll start at the base of my neck, and I will move up and kind of like a half circle.
Okay.
So it's an upside down half circle where I'll start at my neck and then follow the beard down. That way it brings the beard hair straight down instead of going back down to my neck, which would give it a fuller look but not a longer look.
This is educational right now. Now, because you have explained to me off air at times, your beard maintenance.
Yeah.
This is a whole new thing.
Yeah. Well, this is getting down to the nitty gritty, and sometimes during.
Have you ever had to explain this to somebody?
No.
So if I, go to the Beard Cave and ask Mrs. Beard, this stuff.
She's seen me do it, so I mean,
would she be able to explain it? Like,
she wouldn't be able to walk you through it. No.
Would she probably say like he does this thing and that thing?
Yeah, she'll say, okay, he combs it and brushes it. Because then once I do the comb underneath, I'll then lightly brush down the outside of the beard to just kind of mold it, I guess you would say, kind of shape it into what I see fit.
Now, if Baby Beard wants to be a bearded lady one day,
yeah,
would you impart fatherly wisdom?
Oh, for sure. I would have a sit down teaching lesson with her.
Because you basically, if you're going to be a bearded lady, you're not going to embarrass me.
Yeah, and now that is a time where I would say, okay, no, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, complete strangers, friends, stuff like that. No, I'll let them do their own thing.
But your child potentially wants to be a bearded lady.
Well, because then she's representing the beard.
Yeah. So your genetic beard.
Right. Yeah. So if she's gonna be a baby beard, it's like, no, you have to be the best baby beard you can be.
Well, then, all right.
Yeah.
Now, you are not mentioning brands,
right?
But I assume you have a variety of products.
I do. Yeah.
Is there now, because beards are a niche thing?
Mm-hmm.
Are there expensive brands and cheap brands, or does it not?
There are, and I tend to go towards the middle. Mm-hmm. I never go cheap because
have you tried a cheap
product?
Yeah,
and you get what you pay for, especially like with combs and brushes and stuff like that. If it costs under $5, a comb or a brush costs under $5, and it's not the black plastic comb, avoid it.
Okay.
Avoid it at all costs. Because that's when you get things like snagging hairs or just breaking.
Okay.
I've had combs break, and it's like I'd rather spend $10 or $15 for a wooden comb. And this wooden comb that I've had, my favorite one I've had since I think about 5 years now, give or take.
Okay.
So I'd rather spend $15 on that once than spend $2 or $3 multiple times for an inferior product.
Right.
Yeah. But also, I've never gone high end either, mostly because of the price.
So right now, if those secretly listening are working for a high end product,
I will definitely try it,
and they send you one.
Yeah,
you'll go for it.
I'll go for it, but I'll also be honest with my review of it. Mm-hmm. I don't, because I have this discussion with people before about electronics.
Right.
Well, if it costs more, it has to be better. It's not always true.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's.
But I will say it's true. The less you pay for something,
right,
you're gonna get what you.
Right.
And some of them may surprise you, but if you're buying it from something that has dollar in the name, just be aware of what you're getting. Yeah. So if it breaks, could not. Yeah. Don't be surprised.
Exactly. Yeah, and
same thing goes with this line of products for beards.
Yeah, and then sometimes it goes for what you need also. Thankfully, from the facial hair point of view, I have really good genetics. So much so that it's sometimes annoying because there are times when I try to have less facial hair, and it grows back so fast, and I have such thick hair. I mean, it's not like woolly thick,
right?
But it's so thick that it sometimes hurts to shave. So yeah, especially like around my neck area. Oh. Yeah. So if I try to go for a goatee or something like that, it may work for a day or two, but then after a while my neck just looks red, or I've gotten tired of having to shave every day. Oh. So that's why I typically keep it as the full beard.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I shave every day.
Right.
Well, every day that I plan to leave the house. Mm-hmm. I used to be very anal retentive and shave every day because I just hated my facial hair.
Right.
But I
don't understand that personally, but yeah, I do understand that there are people that do.
Well, you know what? Because I base my opinions, my old bias, on puberty facial hair.
Okay.
So when I first started getting facial hair, it became the dark patches around your lip, but not the full mustache, and that weird looking thing, and nothing around, the cheeks or the chin. Yeah. So obviously I was like, well, if this is what it is, I don't want it.
Right.
I never want this.
Right.
It's not going to look like that.
And there are some people that as long as they live, that's all they'll be able to grow.
And, so I said, I'd rather not than look like that.
Right.
Well, that was 13, 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I never was curious to see how it developed.
Yeah.
And there, lately, as opposed to, lately in the last year or two, I've been a little more liberal with letting it grow out.
Yeah.
Not for the purpose of you.
Right. But I have seen you with stubble before.
But as in like, I do not feel like it today.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
And I looked at it and said, okay, well, I don't, it cuts off around like maybe my bottom jaw, so it doesn't grow fully like you.
Right, and sometimes that's annoying though.
Yeah,
because I can sometimes out of the corner of my eye see little hairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My mustache. Well, I don't have the corner of the mouth ones anymore, so I was like, oh well, should I ever pursue that?
It'll be a proper mustache.
I'm glad to know that it will come out.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess if I let it grow fully here, it will be. Not yours, but not patchy. I don't think so. But I think the problem with my facial hair is it doesn't grow as fast.
Right.
And
bearding takes patience.
I don't know that fully, but just seeing how slowly the rate of my facial hair will grow in, it's not going to be, say, how you describe yours, just sprouting out.
Right, yeah.
And also, because... I've had a shaven face for so long. The initial stubbles, while on lazy days, uneventful days, I can take it. But in my regular life, I don't think I would like that.
Beard oil helps if you're talking about the itching.
Not itching, just it's not really itching. It's just kind of just there, where it's not itching yet.
Right.
But you notice there are things coming out. Kind of feel. Like maybe what 10 o'clock a.m. feels like to you if you shave.
Right.
That initial feel.
Yeah.
So for me, that would probably be, if I tried to let it grow out, maybe a week of it.
Okay.
So I think, the deterrent for me now is just the time.
Right.
I don't feel like dedicating that time.
Yeah. And as a bearded man, I appreciate hearing stuff like that because I would rather everybody who grows facial hair have good facial hair that they take care of than just be bearded because they were lazy or genetically it just grows,
Well, I mean, if it genetically grows, that's you.
Still maintain.
I think you still should be responsible.
Right.
I see beards as like a pet. If you can't take care of it,
you shouldn't have it.
Yes.
Yeah, and we should be allowed to take it away from you.
Yes. I mean,
come up to you with a razor.
You may like it, but.
Yeah, if your beard is just going to sit out in your backyard all day, and all you do is give it food and water, and that's all the interaction, then you don't deserve the beard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I think my mustache grows in a lot faster than my beard hair. But even then, I never liked the solo mustache look anyway.
Yeah, I've tried the mustache look.
It's not the 80s anymore.
It's not. And I looked at myself and I was like, I look like a dad. And I know now I am a dad. But when you're in your 20s and you do that and you look like a dad, it's like, and you're not even in a committed relationship at the time. It's like, no, I can't do that.
I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stigmas I have about having facial hair on myself personally, not for the general public. And I think, it's just the mustache. I never was I guess I just assume it too much growing up, and you see any cartoon. Yeah. Clearly the man that has a mustache is an adult. Right. And not that I have, an affinity against growing up.
I don't want to grow up,
But I just never liked the look anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm more particular about mustaches than I am about basically any other facial hair.
Why is that?
Because a mustache can go wrong very easily.
Okay.
Yeah, a mustache can look like a bad 80s porn mustache. You can have a Hitler stash. You can have the little patchy one like you were talking about.
The puberty?
The puberty stash. There's just so many ways it can go bad, and not everybody looks good with a mustache.
No.
Most men that you put a beard on, it'll look good.
Yes.
As long as it's well done. But I don't look good in a mustache. And I look good with most facial hair.
I go back with the mustache thing. Yes, it's true. Because I remember growing up at that time, a lot of my classmates, I guess they were dedicated.
Yeah.
They rocked the puberty mustache.
Yeah.
And I just
That
looked
little
at it.
peach fuzz, it's not even real hair.
And I just looked at it going, why?
Yeah.
It looks awful.
It looks like dirt on your top
It
left.
does.
Like, yeah.
That's why I made the conscious decision when it started growing. It's like, no, we are not.
Right.
We are not about this.
Yeah.
I would rather be shaven.
Mm-hmm.
And I still hold that true. Just more liberal now.
Yeah, I never rocked the puberty stash.
So yours came in as I'm looking at right now.
Pretty much.
Maybe not as thick, but
not
just
as thick, no, because I mean, like with anybody, it started out as peach fuzz, and it wasn't as patchy as most people describe theirs, but it definitely was not the full. I wasn't growing it near my cheekbones and stuff like that yet. Yeah.
Now, the Ghostly Mike, he rocks the beard only,
Yes.
but no mustache at times.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It works.
How do you analyze his beard?
Yeah, the Amish style. It works for him. I wish he took better care of it. I know you're listening, Mike. Call me. I will give you some beard oil. I will milk my beard and give him a few quarts of beard oil.
So, would you give him a tutorial?
Oh,
because
for sure.
It looks like by the way,
His isn't that far gone. His does have hope.
I think he takes care of it in the beginning, but maybe not to the near dedication of yours.
I mean, he probably shampoos it, and he probably does not do a comb through it when he's shampooing it.
Right.
He just does the bare minimum,
right?
Because it does. I mean, it looks like
or not. I don't know.
Or not. But it looks like a clean beard. It doesn't look, like food and stuff hanging off of it.
Well, this is news to you, but we have confirmation we will be doing the thing in the haunted Mike cave.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will give you the dates later so we can mark that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But should he ask, hey, show me some beard stuff?
Oh, I'll bring a bag and everything with me,
You have your kit ready?
I have it all where I can put it in a bag and
okay.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that style?
I think it works for him. I've tried the no mustache before, and no mustache works for me about the same as just mustache. Also, it feels weird to me being able to feel my upper lip. I guess because I haven't felt it in so long.
Is it also weird feeling your upper lip while everything else is there? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. I've seen some people with it, like with the ghost we call Mike, it kind of works, but it's not one just anybody can have.
I guess we could say the same about a mustache.
Right, yeah.
There are people who can rock a mustache.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't
power to them.
I don't think I'm one of them, so I never tried.
I find that rocking a good mustache also takes more work than doing the full beard, because you do have waxes and stuff like that you can use to maintain it and actually have all the hairs go down in the same direction.
I also think later in life, as I learn about facial hair products, I'm too cheap.
Yeah.
So being shaven takes care of that.
Yeah. So see, we're getting rid of the myth that people think that bearded people are lazy and shaven ones are not. It's the exact opposite.
Oh no, it's two ends of the same spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah, you shave from being lazy, and I don't shave from being lazy. And
yes.
Yeah. We maintain our faces thusly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about bad beard.
Okay.
So, what is a beard pet peeve?
Someone,
maybe not something you do, but when you see it.
Yeah. For one, the soul patch. Because we're just talking about facial hair in general, but like when you grow just part under the...
don't you have one right now?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The beard is made up of different parts. You have the sideburns.
Okay.
You have the goatee, which is just the chin.
Okay.
You have the soul patch, the mustache.
Okay.
So, but yeah, there are some people... There's only one person I know, and I'm sure he's not listening to this, who has a soul patch that I approve of. Right now. And it's only because I know him, and to me, in his field, he is a rock star.
Okay.
So I allow it. But nobody else in the world can rock a soul patch, though.
It's also, I associate the soul patch with the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
and unless you're listening from a time machine, it's not the 90s anymore.
Yeah. But even then, kind of like rat tails, soul patches never worked. We just assumed that they did, and no. But besides having a soul patch, because you can keep a soul patch clean and all that and maintained, and it's still no. People who just grow a beard because, well, I'm a guy, I'm gonna grow a beard, and take no care of it. There's obviously food in it. There is too much natural oil in it. It's not maintained. It grows in 15 different directions at once. You look like a homeless person and you're not a homeless person. Yeah, that's my biggest facial hair pet peeve.
So if, let's say, a secret billionaire approaches you and hands you a mission, so your job now is to take care of those people.
To just groom them?
To groom them.
Yeah. Do I have to physically touch them?
Find them and groom them.
Yeah. If I have to physically touch them, we might have to make it a, like, 10 billionaires, like that. But if it's to train them to groom themselves, if a secret billionaire comes and gives me that mission, I will take it. I will go fix the beards of the world.
Because I've noticed your beard, and it's always well groomed.
Yeah.
I just assume that's just how it grows.
No, there's a lot of work that goes into this. Now, there's less work when it's short like this.
Right.
Because I'm
like short hair.
Right. And right now I'm just going for more of the fullness than the length. So when I brush it, I start at the top of the sideburns and just brush everything towards the neckline. So it is very easy, but it is still a process of, I don't just quickly run a brush across it. Right. I go like a painter would.
Are you like Marsha Brady at night? 1, 2.
I've tried that. It made no difference.
No difference.
So I just go with, but I do go, like I start, not necessarily from left or right, but I do start at one side and brush that side. Then I go to the other one, brush that side, and then I brush down the middle. So I do have a routine. I don't know if that routine helps or if it just helps me remember what I've already brushed.
Does it make you feel good?
It makes me feel good.
Well, then, sometimes that's all we need.
Yeah.
Now, that's how long do you say this process takes you, dude? I assume you do it before the day starts.
Yeah.
And I asked this because, you have family.
Right.
And I assume you share a bathroom with Mrs. Beard.
I kind of do. We have, it's a weird setup because we have like a sink, then it goes to the bathroom, and then we have another sink. So it's a very weird L shape.
So you have your own sinks.
Right.
So you can brush your teeth and...
Yeah, I do have, my beard stuff takes up one sink, and her makeup and other stuff takes up...
Because I was wondering, do you ever clash with the mirror? But that's not the case.
No, very rarely. I mean, it's not so much a clash, but if she's putting on her eye makeup, she's shorter than me, so I may be behind her brushing my beard.
Okay.
We'll utilize the same space, but if I'm doing like actual maintenance, it's done on my sink.
Oh.
And you can tell by looking at the sinks, because my sink's not filthy, but there is more little loose hairs here and there that does separate it from hers.
All right.
Because it is, when you're trimming and stuff like that, it is hard to keep all the hair falling in the same spot.
Now, I don't want to get too personal, but you are in a rented home.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Should you ever purchase a home one day, are you going to be looking at separate sinks?
Oh, yeah, because this works ideally. Because, let's say I want to keep my beard trimmed to the length it is now.
Right.
It's Monday morning. I'm in a hurry. I do the quick trim. I don't have time to clean up my mess. This is my sink.
Yes.
I can leave it like that till I get home or till whenever.
Right.
I don't have to worry about the hair being in her way, getting on her stuff, anything like that. So yeah, this has become ideal for.
So this is if looking for a new home, whenever that may be.
Yeah.
This is
2 sinks. Yeah.
Yeah. This is mandatory.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Which is something I never thought of before, because living by myself before, 1 sink was all I needed.
I live by myself, and 1 sink is just fine and dandy to me. 1 toilet, 1 shower, 1 sink. Why do I need more?
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess we'll get back into our usual thing with pop culture. So you've mentioned it before, but who are bearded people that you enjoy?
Yeah, see, this one I do have to go with the more broad facial hair. So we got Jeff Bridges, always, because he has rocked the goatee, he has rocked the full beard. When he's shaven, I don't think he rocks as much, but that is personal preference. And sometimes...
Well, it's a character.
Yeah,
also.
Sometimes it does coincide with the type of movie. Nick Offerman, of course. He is one that can rock the mustache.
Yes.
Just look up anything with Ron Swanson. The comedian Paul F. Tompkins, he has always had a sweet mustache. And the comedian John Hodgman.
Okay.
Also a great mustache. Now a great beard.
Oh.
So, yeah. I do find myself relating more to bearded characters. Okay. So, like, when we talked about Guardians 2, when Ego was first introduced, before we found out that, he's not such a good guy, spoiler warning, I was like...
It's been in theaters, it's on Blu-ray now.
Yeah. I was like, man, I like this guy. He's got a good beard, he's a dad, I'm a dad. I am with this guy 100%, where if he would have come out without a beard, it would have been like, all right, he's a dad, I'm a dad, that's cool.
All right.
But it's like, no, we are right here. We are one on great taste in music.
So, Chris Pratt in the film doesn't rock the beard, but we see Chris Pratt lately rock the stubble look.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Is that a look, or is it just... What is your thoughts on the stubble?
The stubble, you have to be a certain type of guy to make that work. And there are a lot of them in Hollywood. Not a lot of us regular guys can do it, because I've tried to do it.
Okay.
I've tried to have that badass,
like not beard, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's like I've got too many things to do to shave.
Yeah.
And to me, when I rock it, it looks more like, oh, he just didn't have time to shave.
Not like, ooh, that's
intentional decision right there. Yeah. No, it's just like, oh, he's letting the beard grow back in is what he's doing. It's like, no, I meant to do this. It's like, no, it doesn't.
But for Peter Quill.
Yeah, for Peter Quill, definitely.
Yeah.
In the comic book version, though, Star-Lord has a beard.
Yes. Yes.
So maybe they'll bring that in for Volume 3.
Or Infinity War. We
don't
know.
Infinity War, yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we still don't.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's the beauty of it.
But I do think there does need to be more...
Captain America will have a beard.
Yes, there does need to be more beardness within the superhero movies, especially because the comics... full of them.
Well... Doctor Strange rocks the goatee.
Yeah.
What do you think of Benedict Cumberbatch's facial hair?
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, when it starts out, he
was kind of home.
Yeah, when he has the first beard, that's that way for a reason, and I understood that. But yeah, when he does the goatee, it works very well. I definitely approve.
You approve?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But yes.
But like
for the poster, yes, Captain America will have a beard.
But like Thor's beard is ridiculously short. It's Thor.
Not a fan.
No, he's supposed to have and it doesn't have to be like an Odin-sized beard. And Odin in the movie has a short beard for Odin, who should have a beard down to his stomach.
Right.
But no, Thor, because if you took a quick glance at Thor, it looks like he has stubble.
Right.
It's supposed to be like, no, he's supposed to have a beard. He's a Norse god, And so yeah, that disappoints me, but.
Well, the Warriors 3 has good facial hair. Do you concur?
Yeah. Yeah.
We just don't see them a lot, but they have it.
Yeah, and if you look at the comics and then look at them, it fits.
You're like, yes, that's how they're supposed to look.
It's like, so how'd you miss Thor? You got everybody else looking right.
Robert Downey Jr.'s goatee look?
Yes.
Which has now become more of a staple of the character.
Yeah, for sure.
And people want that specific one. They don't just want a goatee. They want the Iron Man.
Yeah, I admire shaped facial hair. Mm-hmm. I cannot do it. That takes time and patience and money because I do all of my own work.
Right.
And I've tried to have like angled goatees and stuff like that, or even like the Federation sideburns,
right.
where it's like that perfect 23-degree angle.
Yes.
And I don't have the time and the patience for it.
It'll be there for a day.
Yeah. If I get it right, because normally, especially like when trying to get angles, one little mess up and you just gotta cut it down to a regular goatee or sideburn because the look doesn't match. And then trying to match one side with the other Yeah, more power to him. But he has professionals working on his.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you approve the look.
Yeah, no, definitely approve of the look.
And the Wolverine mutton chops?
I've done that. I've done the big mutton chops before. And
what is the appeal of mutton chops?
To me, it was...
And I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah. To me, it's a very macho look. It has a lot of machismo to it without having the full beard, because some people can grow the sideburns, but not the goatee and stuff like that. So if all you can grow is the sideburns, you got to grow the sideburns. And that's what Wolverine has, before Logan, of course. It's the Elvis look. It's just it's that look that says cool.
Okay.
And sideburns take the least amount of work. Also, the sideburns are the most accepted form of facial hair in most job places. So if somebody you get a job where they say, no beards allowed, but yeah, you can do sideburns, you want to express yourself, you do it in that major way. Or you can do like Starburns from Community, which more power to them, but I can't do the shapes.
Well, that was very educational. I didn't think you'd had an answer for mutton chops.
Oh yeah, because I've done them before. Now I've not done the friendly muttons where you have the mutton chops and the mustache.
Why not?
Because it does not work on me. In fact, I only know one person personally who that look works on, and we both know him.
Have you tried, or you just know it won't work?
I know it won't work. Yeah, you can kind of block out parts of your face and use your imagination. And
well, have you got a second opinion?
No, because that also involves shaving the chin and the neck, and that's when I start turning, bright red.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I'd be curious to see with that.
Maybe one day. Maybe I will go. Maybe I will cosplay as our mutual acquaintance and like shave this part and then do the friendly mutton.
Nah, I guess my last question before closing thoughts.
Yeah.
So you're having a little gray in your facial hair.
Yes. I'm very accepting of my gray.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But how opposed would you be to playing Santa Claus?
I would not be opposed at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a lot of bearded men's, dream jobs, at least part-time job,
At
least give it a
extra
try.
Money.
Yeah.
So, but you don't have a full white beard.
Right, yeah.
Is there dye for that?
There is.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's dyes that some professional Santas use. It's a lot of bleaching.
Wait. You're telling me some of those professional Santas are not white?
No, that is very true.
They could be you.
They could be. But my worry with that, because I've watched the process, the amount of bleaching chemicals and stuff they use can be very dangerous to your hair and to your skin, and can cause things like rashes and things that you don't want to have, and can damage your hair, and it could fall out. I'm not willing to take that risk.
So whenever you do get the time appropriate, when you have a full white beard, naturally white beard,
then I will go for it.
And someone says, "Hey man, it's September. If you grow that out, would you mind playing Santa Claus for this hospital gig?"
I'll be like, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then,
go ahead and sign me up now for the future.
I'm all of that. Closing thoughts for the bearded communities around the world.
Yeah.
Especially a dedicated dozen.
Yeah, I say if you know a bearded person, compliment the beard.
Yes. Well, actually, I did lie. And that sprung up a question.
Okay.
So for me, no beard experience.
Yeah.
How do I compliment someone? Because I don't know what I'm looking for.
It's very simple. Hey, nice beard.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it takes.
But what if it's what you say, a bad beard?
Well, I mean, don't lie. If it's not a nice beard, then just don't say anything at all.
Oh.
Yeah. If you can't say something nice about a beard, don't say anything at all. That's the rule. But I know, as a person who has had facial hair on and off since I was at least 17 or 18, so for the better part of 2 decades, I have had some sort of facial hair. It feels great when somebody, especially complete strangers, say, "Hey, nice beard," or "That beard looks good," or...
Well, it's like, for people who, with clothes, if you took time in picking out exactly what to wear, and someone notices, it's nice.
Yeah.
So I assume it feels the same way for you.
It does, yeah.
Because you've just explained your process.
Yeah.
It's not like you woke up and then walked out the door.
Right. But even for those people who do have naturally good beards, they want to hear it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a long conversation. You don't have to ask their history of beards and stuff like that. But yeah, it feels good. So it's just common courtesy, and that's the way to greet a bearded person. Or you can just bow to their awesomeness for having a good beard. That one might, depend on who it is, might come off a little weirder. Yeah.
Well, I feel a lot more educated, and I hope the dedicated doesn't at least feels.
Yeah. And if you are a bearded person, I advise you to go to beardedgents.com. That's a bearded social media network, and find your local beard club. We don't have one in this particular area.
Wait. Excuse me?
There are beard clubs, yeah.
We do not have one in our area.
Right.
But what do these beard clubs do?
They do all sorts of
they share shampoo?
They do. Some of them do share tips and tricks and stuff like that. But mostly they have contests.
Okay.
Back in 2010, I won second place in the Southeastern Beard and Mustache Competition, which is ran out of Charleston, South Carolina. That has the Holy City Beard and Mustache Club, ran by Paul Roof. And what a lot of these organizations do is they have competitions. They have meetups, stuff like that. Like any sort
Have you
of club.
been recently?
I've not been recently.
Why not?
Because
time.
Well, they moved. They used to have it on around Memorial Day, and then they moved it to a non-holiday weekend. So that does make getting out there a lot more difficult. It's like, no, you got to give it to me on a 3-day weekend.
Well, I mean, don't you want to go and see your bearded brethren?
Oh, I do, and I do keep up with some of them on social media and stuff like that. But one great thing about them is you don't have to be bearded to be part of it. You just have to.
So they're accepting to all.
They are. Just anybody who enjoys facial hair or the company of people with facial hair. And the great thing about these organizations is they are very generous organizations. They donate to cancer charities, children's charities, stuff like that. So when they have these big competitions, I always recommend people, if you have a local one, buy a ticket, go to it, because chances are that money is going to a great organization.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
So support your local beards.
Wow. This is, see, I thought you just went for the heck of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, but it's also that part of knowing that you're doing something for the greater good.
I did not know that at all. I just thought, okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's beards for autism, there's beards for cancer, there's, all sorts of things.
Well.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean, I could spring up more questions, but I think we hit a good closing note.
Yeah, and of course, if our listeners have any questions, hit us up on Twitter or put comments here on the page.
Follow us. We are on Twitter and Instagram at The Beard. And Tumblr. What's the Tumblr?
At andthebeard.tumblr.com. Yeah.
So if you look And the Beard Tumblr on Google, would they find us?
Something will come up.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, follow us on there. Take the Beard's advice on the Beard Club.
Yeah.
What was the social media again for that?
Beardedgents.com, and I'll put a link in the notes and all that here. So, yeah.
I'm just astounded.
Yeah.
Too much information right now. I'm just gonna leave with that.
Yeah, a little bit more than you thought you were gonna get. So, and we'll see you all next week. And that's it for this week, folks. Thank you again for listening. And remember, you can follow us on social media. We are on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All you've got to do is go to one of those sites, type in And the Beard. That's ANDTHEBEARD, and you're sure to find us. We hope to see you there. Have a great week.